Feel like native English speakers are talking in a secret code you can't crack? Stay with me, because I'm about to share the keys to understanding them effortlessly. Hello, incredible English learners. Welcome to Anx English, your go-to place for building English skills with confidence and a bit of fun. I'm beyond thrilled to have you here today, whether you're listening while brewing your morning coffee, jogging through the park, or just relaxing on your couch. Thank you for spending this time with me. It truly means so much. Today, we're diving into a challenge that many of you face. Understanding native English speakers. Ever feel like they're speaking at lightning speed, tossing in slang, or using accents that leave you lost? Maybe you've asked yourself, why is this so hard? Or how do I keep up with their conversations? If that's you, you're in great company, and I promise you can improve. In this episode, I'm sharing 24 practical, step-by-step tips to help you decode native speakers and boost your listening confidence. Let's dive in and make it happen. Why native speakers can feel so hard to understand. Before we get to the tips, let's break down why native English speakers can feel like such a puzzle. You might think mastering vocabulary or grammar is enough, but spoken English is a different beast. Here are the main culprits. Speedy speech. Native speakers often talk fast, blending words together in a way that sounds like one long stream. For example, I'm going to becomes I'm gonna, or want to morphs into wanna. This isn't the clear, slow English you hear in class. Accents galore. English is spoken worldwide, and every region has its own vibe. A British accent from Manchester sounds totally different from a southern U.S. drawl or an Australian lilt. These variations in pronunciation and rhythm can throw you off. Slang and idioms. Native speakers love casual phrases like hit the jackpot or spill the tea, which you won't find in most textbooks. These expressions can make conversations feel like a foreign language. Connected speech. Words often blend together in natural talk. For instance, what are you doing might sound like, what you doing? This makes it tough to pick out individual words if you're not used to it. The great news? These challenges are 100% conquerable. With the right practice, you'll start hearing native speakers more clearly and feel at ease in any conversation. Let's explore 24 detailed tips to get you there. Tip 1. Immerse yourself in authentic English conversations. To understand native speakers, you need to hear how they really talk, not just slow, scripted recordings from language apps. The best way is to dive into real conversations like podcasts, YouTube videos, or interviews on topics you're passionate about. Think gaming, cooking, or travel. This exposes you to natural speech patterns, slang, and rhythms that textbooks often skip. For example, listening to a podcast like How I Built This or a YouTube channel like Tasty can show you how native speakers chat casually. Start by picking content that excites you to stay motivated. Don't worry about catching every word. Just aim to get the main idea. If something's unclear, rewind and listen again. It's totally okay to repeat a clip multiple times. Over time, your brain will get used to the flow, speed, and quirks of native speech, making it easier to follow along. Tip 2. Get comfortable with different accents. Accents can make English feel like a whole new language. A Londoner's crisp accent is worlds apart from a Texan's drawl or a New Zealander's twang. If a specific accent is tripping you up, make it your mission to practice with it. Watch TV shows, movies, or YouTube creators from that region. For instance, try The Crown for British English or Yellowstone for a Southern U.S. vibe. You can also find YouTubers like English Addict with Mr. Steve for UK accents or Vox for American ones. Spend a week focusing on one accent, listening daily to get familiar with its unique sounds and rhythms. Don't be discouraged if it feels tough at first. Your ears need time to adjust. Once you're comfortable, switch to another accent. This builds your ability to understand English, no matter who's speaking. Tip 3. Zero in on keywords for meaning. When native speakers talk fast, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the flood of words. Instead of trying to catch everything, focus on the words that carry the meaning. Nouns, verbs, and adjectives. For example, in the sentence, I'm rushing to the store to grab some snacks, you don't need to stress over to or some. Just catch store, grab, and snacks to understand the gist. Practice this by listening to a short clip, like a movie trailer or podcast segment, and jotting down the key words. Then try summarizing the main idea in your own words. For instance, if you hear, I'm meeting my buddy for coffee, note meeting, buddy, and coffee to get that they're catching up over a drink. This trains your brain to prioritize what matters, making fast speech less daunting. Tip 4. Use subtitles as a learning tool. Subtitles are a game changer for connecting spoken and written English. When watching Netflix, YouTube, or movies, turn on subtitles to see the words as you hear them. This helps you match sounds to text, especially for tricky phrases. Start with subtitles in your native language if you're a beginner to get the context. As you improve, switch to English subtitles to focus on exact wording. For example, watching Friends with English subtitles can help you catch phrases like, how you doing? That sound different when spoken. Eventually, try watching without subtitles to test your ears. Be aware that subtitles might not always capture slang or informal speech perfectly, so use them as a guide, not a crutch. Over time, you'll rely less on subtitles and trust your listening skills more. Tip 5. Break speech into manageable chunks. Native speakers don't talk in one long stream. They naturally pause between ideas. For example, in I went to the park, then met my friend and we grabbed lunch, you'll hear breaks after park and friend. Practice spotting these chunks by listening to a short audio clip, pausing after each segment, and summarizing what you heard. For instance, pause a podcast after a sentence like, I was exhausted after work, so I binged a new series. Break it into exhausted after work and binged a new series to process each part. This makes fast speech feel less overwhelming and helps you understand the flow of ideas. Try this with a 1-minute clip daily, and you'll soon find it easier to follow longer conversations. Tip 6. Shadow to mimic native speakers. Shadowing is a powerful technique where you listen to a native speaker and repeat what they say immediately, mimicking their speed, tone, and rhythm. It's like being their echo. This trains your ears to catch natural speech and improves your pronunciation. Start with a short clip, like a line from a movie like The Avengers, I'm always angry, or a podcast snippet. Play the clip, pause after a sentence, and repeat, focusing on matching the speaker's vibe. For example, if they say, I'm totally stoked about this, copy their excited tone. Practice for 5 to 10 minutes daily, and don't worry if you stumble at first. It's part of the process. Shadowing helps you internalize the flow of native speech, making it easier to understand and speak naturally. Tip 7. Explore a variety of accents. The more accents you're exposed to, the better you'll understand diverse English speakers. English varies across regions. Think British, American, Australian, or Indian English. Each has unique sounds and rhythms. To build flexibility, listen to content from different places, like Doctor Who for British English, The Office US for American, or Bluey for Australian. You can also find YouTubers from various regions, like English with Lucy, UK, or Rachel's English, US. Spend time each week with a different accent, noting how they pronounce vowels or stress words. This trains your brain to adapt to any speaker, so you're ready for real-world conversations with people from anywhere. Tip 8. Slow down the audio. If native speakers feel too fast, slow the audio down to process it better. Platforms like YouTube, Spotify, or Audible let you adjust playback speed. Start at 0.75x or 0.8x to catch more words and get used to the rhythm. For example, try slowing down a TED Talk to hear the speaker's intonation clearly. As you get comfortable, nudge the speed up bit by bit until you're at normal pace. This gradual approach builds your confidence without the pressure of keeping up. Practice with a 2 to 3 minute clip daily, and you'll soon find yourself handling regular speed conversations with ease. Tip 9. Ask for clarification in conversations. Don't be shy about asking for clarification in real conversations. If you miss something, say, "Could you repeat that, please?" Or, "Can you say it another way?" Most native speakers are happy to help and will appreciate your effort. For example, if someone says, "I'm over the moon about my new job," and you don't catch "over the moon," ask them to explain. This not only helps you understand, but also builds confidence. Practice polite phrases like, "Sorry, I didn't catch that," in advance, so you feel ready. Asking questions shows you're engaged and committed to improving. Tip 10. Use context to fill in gaps. Context is your best friend when you miss a word. The situation, topic, or even body language can clue you in. For example, if you're at a cafe and someone says, "I'm craving a quick bite," the setting suggests bite means food. Practice this by listening to a conversation and guessing unfamiliar words based on the context. If a podcast host says, "I was gutted when my team lost," the tone and topic hint that gutted means upset. Over time, your brain will get better at using these clues, making conversations less intimidating and more manageable. Tip 11. Be patient with your progress. Learning to understand native speakers is a journey, not a race. It's normal to feel frustrated if you don't catch everything right away. Every time you listen, your brain is learning, even if it's subtle. Celebrate small wins, like understanding a new phrase or following a conversation longer than before. For example, if you catch "spill the beans" in a show and realize it means revealing a secret, that's progress. Avoid comparing yourself to others. Focus on your own growth. Take breaks if you feel stuck, and remind yourself that fluency builds over time with consistent effort. Tip 12. Practice with listening comprehension exercises. Structured exercises can level up your listening skills. Apps like Link, BBC Learning English, or websites like ESL Pod offer audio clips with questions to test your understanding. For example, you might listen to a dialogue about shopping and answer, "What did the speaker buy?" Start with beginner-level exercises and move to intermediate or advanced as you improve. These exercises train you to listen for specific details like names or actions, which is key for real-world conversations. Try one exercise daily, and you'll notice your ability to follow native speakers getting sharper. Tip 13. Expand your everyday vocabulary. A bigger vocabulary makes native speakers easier to follow. Focus on words and phrases used in daily life, like those for food, work, or hobbies. For example, learn terms like grab a coffee, run errands, or chill out. Keep a notebook for new words you hear in podcasts or shows, and look up their meanings. If you hear I'm swamped at work, note that swamped means busy. Practice using these words in sentences like I'm swamped with homework. Learning collocations, word pairs like make a decision or take a break also helps you recognize common phrases in conversations. Tip 14. Master idiomatic expressions. Idioms like piece of cake, easy, or let the cat out of the bag, reveal a secret, are common in casual English, but can confuse learners. To get comfortable, learn a few idioms each week. Listen to a show like The Big Bang Theory and note phrases like break a leg, good luck. Look up their meanings and practice using them, like saying this test was a piece of cake. You can also find idiom lists online or in apps like Quizlet. The more you recognize these expressions, the easier it is to follow native speakers' casual chats. Tip 15. Practice active listening. Active listening means fully engaging with the speaker, not just hearing words. Focus on their tone, pace, and context to understand the message. For example, if someone says, I'm stoked about the concert, their excited tone hints that stoked means thrilled. Practice paraphrasing what you hear to check your understanding. Rephrase, I'm stoked as, they're excited about the concert. Try this with a short clip daily, summarizing the main points in your own words. This keeps you focused and helps you catch subtle meanings in conversations. Tip 16. Join English conversation groups. Conversation groups are a fantastic way to practice with real people. Apps like Tandem, HelloTalk, or Meetup connect you with other learners or native speakers. For example, join a Tandem chat to talk about movies with someone from the US or UK. These groups let you hear different accents and speech styles in a relaxed setting. Focus on listening actively before responding, and don't be afraid to ask for clarification. Practicing in a group builds confidence and prepares you for real-world conversations, making native speakers less intimidating. Tip 17. Focus on stress and intonation. English relies on stress, emphasizing words and intonation, voice pitch to convey meaning. For example, I didn't say that suggests someone else did, while I didn't say that clarifies the topic. Listen to a clip from a show like Ted Lasso and note which words the speaker emphasizes. Practice mimicking their stress and intonation, like saying, I love this song with enthusiasm. This helps you understand nuances and makes conversations easier to follow. Try recording yourself to compare your stress patterns with the speakers. Tip 18. Use transcripts to bridge the gap. Transcripts are a powerful tool for connecting spoken and written English. Find a podcast or YouTube video with a transcript, like a TED Talk or English Addict with Mr. Steve. Listen first without looking, noting what you understand. Then, check the transcript to see what you missed. For example, if you misheard I'm knackered as I'm naked, the transcript clarifies that knackered means tired. Listen again while reading along to match sounds to words. Over time, try listening without the transcript to test your progress. This builds your ability to rely on your ears alone. Tip 19. Recognize filler words. Native speakers use fillers like like, or to pause or think. These can distract you, but recognizing them helps you focus on the main message. For example, in I was totally shocked, ignore like and focus on shocked. Practice listening to a casual podcast and noting fillers. Over time, you'll train your brain to filter them out, making it easier to follow the conversation's core ideas. This is especially helpful in fast, informal chats where fillers are common. Tip 20. Watch educational talks for clarity. TED Talks, or educational YouTube channels like Crash Course are perfect for practicing with clear, engaging English. Speakers often talk at a moderate pace, and many videos offer subtitles or transcripts. Pick a topic you love, like science or history, to stay motivated. For example, watch a TED Talk on creativity with English subtitles, then try without them. Note new vocabulary, like innovative or breakthrough, and practice using it. These talks improve your listening skills and expose you to sophisticated ideas, boosting your confidence. Tip 21. Prioritize practical vocabulary. Focus on everyday words and phrases used in real life, like those for shopping, travel, or socializing. Learn terms like hang out, run out of, or catch up. For example, if you hear I ran out of milk, note that it means no milk is left. Practice these in sentences like, I'm hanging out with friends tonight. Keep a vocab notebook and add words from shows or podcasts daily. This helps you recognize common phrases in conversations, making native speakers easier to follow. Tip 22. Mix up your audio sources. Variety is key to becoming a versatile listener. Listen to news like BBC or CNN for formal English, podcasts like Stuff You Should Know for casual talk, or vlogs for everyday vibes. Each exposes you to different tones, vocab, and styles. For example, news might use announce a policy, while vlogs say spill the deets. Try one source per day, news in the morning, a podcast at lunch, a vlog at night. This builds your ability to understand English in any context, from formal to chill. Tip 23. Keep a listening journal. Track your progress with a listening journal. After listening to a clip, write down new words, phrases, or idioms along with their context. For example, if you hear cut to the chase in a podcast, note that it means getting to the point and was used in a business discussion. Review your journal weekly to reinforce learning and try using the words in your own sentences. This builds your vocab and helps you spot patterns in native speech, making it easier to understand over time. Tip 24. Leverage apps and technology. Apps like Duolingo, Babbel, or HelloTalk offer listening exercises or connect you with native speakers. For example, use HelloTalk to chat with someone from Australia about their culture, practicing both listening and speaking. Podcast apps like Spotify let you slow down audio to catch details. Try Anki to memorize new words with flashcards. Spend 10 to 15 minutes daily on an app, adjusting speeds or repeating clips as needed. Technology makes learning flexible, letting you practice anytime, anywhere, and keeps it engaging. Wrapping up, your journey to fluency. Thank you for joining me on Ank's English today. I hope these tips have fired you up and given you a clear roadmap to understand native speakers. It's not about mastering everything overnight. It's about taking small, consistent steps that lead to big wins. Celebrate every time you catch a new phrase or follow a conversation a bit longer. You're doing incredible work. To recap, we've explored why native speakers can be tough to follow and shared 24 detailed tips, from immersing in real English to shadowing, using context, and leveraging apps. Now, pick one or two tips to try this week, like shadowing a movie line or listening to a podcast with subtitles. Every moment you practice brings you closer to fluency. If this episode sparks some ideas, share it with a friend who's learning English. Learning together is way more fun. I'd love to hear from you too. Which tip are you excited to try? Got any tricks of your own? Drop a comment below or tag me on social media. I'm cheering you on. Don't forget to subscribe to Ank's English and hit the bell so you never miss an episode. Next time, we'll tackle another topic to supercharge your English skills. Until then, keep practicing, stay patient, and know you've got this. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next episode. Take care.